Welcome back, guys. In previous session we have started distance relays, and the distance relays has been classified into three types we have discussed. One is impedance relay and reactance relay as well as Moore relay. Now in this session we will discuss about complete analysis of impedance relays, right? So if you remember the universal torque expression, that is T is equal to K1 into I square plus K2 into V square plus K3 into Vi cos of theta minus tau plus K4. So this is the universal torque expression that we have find in previous class, right? Now for impedance relay, we need to change some factors. That means we will take K1 as positive and K2 as negative, K3 is equal to 0 and K4 as negative. In case of impedance type, we change this constant like this. Now the torque expression will be modified for impedance relay is T equal to K1 into I square. This current and voltage is sensed by relay, right? In previous classes we have discussed. So I am just indicating that as IR, K1 into IR square plus, K1 into IR square. As K2 is negative, it is minus K2 into VR square. K3 is 0, so that's why I am not including this term. Again K4 is negative, so it is minus K4. So this is the expression for torque in case of impedance relay. Now to get positive torque, that means to get trip signal, what is the condition? Let us check here. So to get torque is equal to 0, this expression will be greater than 0, right? Now K1 into IR square minus K2 into VR square minus K4 should be greater than 0 to get positive torque, that means trip signal. Now by rearranging some terms, K1 into IR square minus K4, I am just moving this term into that side, that is K2 into VR square, right? Now I am just rearranging the terms, that means K2 VR square is less than K1 into IR square minus K4. Now I am taking this constant into that side, VR square, and bringing and dividing IR square in both sides, VR square by IR square, which is less than, as I am dividing with IR square and IR square get be cancelled, so it is only K1 by K2 minus K4 divided by K2 into IR square. Now if you see this expression, K4 divided by I2 into IR square, here K4 is the spring constant only, right? That is spring tension. So the spring will be produce restraining torque only for lesser value of current, right? Lesser values of current. But in case of high currents, we need to produce trip signal, right? That means it is fault current only. So for such fault currents, the spring constant term will be negligible, as we have higher amount of fault currents. So that's why I'm neglecting this K4 term. So the modified expression will be like VR square divided by IR square, which is less than, what is the remaining term? K1 by K2. It is K1 by K2, right? Now, VR by IR is less than square root of K1 by K2. So, what is VR by IR? This is impedance only, right? That means it is ZR. That means the relay measured impedance. The relay which is measured by, the impedance which is measured by relay. ZR is less than this is the constant term, right? That means it can be set for set value, or this is the marginal condition. I can be set. I call it as set impedance, Z set. This is the Z set value. So this is the condition to produce positive torque, which is whenever the measured impedance is less than the Z set, then only trip signal will be produced. Now let us see here, by considering a simple transmission network which consists of, let it be generator bus, ZS and E are the impedance and EMF of generator. This is the generator bus, and here I had a simple transmission line. Now here we had an impedance relay, which is a combination of CT as well as PT. This is CT, this is PT. The CT will sense the relay current IR, and this PT will sense VR. Right. So, if this is impedance relay, what is the condition to produce trip signal? It is the amount of impedance that is sensed by this distance relay should be less than Z set value. Less than Z set value. That means the trip condition must be less than Z set value. Now, for example, this is my this is my boundary condition. That means the impedance from generator bus to this point, if I take it as Z set, this is the boundary condition, right, that I have taken, Z set. Now this distance I can call it as reach of this distance relay. Reach in the sense up to which point it can be protecting. That's why I call it as reach of this distance relay. So the amount of Z set will define the reach of distance relay. Now this is the reach of distance relay. For example, if any fault occurs less than this distance, that means let it be ZS, the measured impedance will be ZR1, which is less than, which is less than Z set, right? So as the condition has been met, it will provide trip signal, and I am just taking the boundary condition. That means, for example, the fault has been occurred at this point, at boundary condition, right? So this is ZR2, I can call it as the impedance measured up to this value by the relay is ZR2 is equal to Z set. So this is the boundary condition to operate this impedance relay. For example, if there any fault has been occurred after this point, after reach, now what happened? So here the amount of ZR3 is greater than Z set. Is greater than Z set. So that's why the condition has not met, right? That's why the impedance relay will not sense this fault. So this is the working of impedance relay. So it can be sense the fault up to its reach, up to some specified distance, that we call it as reach, right? So it is depends on the factors, the Z set factor we are selecting. So this is the distance relay operation. Now, for example, if the fault is happened which is below the set value, that means the reach, within the if the fault has been occurred within the reach, the relay will sense that fault and it will trips instantaneously. It will give trip signal instantaneously. So there is no time delay. So whenever the fault has been occurred within this reach, the impedance relay will provide trip signal instantaneously. So whatever may be the procedure, that means by using balanced beam type mechanism or by using this induction cup type mechanism, whatever it may be the mechanism which is used to create torque, right? So whenever the fault has been occurred within this reach, instantaneously it will operates, right? We can use different mechanism for producing trip signal, which is balanced beam type and induction type and induction cup type, right? Now for example, if I want to convey this characteristics in terms of graph, let me draw the characteristics. For example, if I had taken this graph, which is voltage and current, for example, for a given set value, that means it is Z set. This is the value of Z set. Whenever the impedance measured is above this Z set, then only it will produce trip signal. Which is below this value, it will not produce. So the effective characteristics will be like this. Here here for low values of currents, the spring effect will be considered. That's why there is some slight variation in case of lower currents, but after that it is linear one only. So the impedance which is above this, will produce, the impedance which is below this value will produce trip signal. Trip signal means positive torque, and the impedance which is above the Z set value, it will produce, there is no production of trip signal. That means it will restrain. Which produce negative torque, or it will not produce any torque, right? So this is the one characteristics. By using this characteristics, the exact working of impedance relay will not be clearly observed, right? So to avoid this ambiguity, I will use another technique to draw the characteristics of impedance relay. That is instead of taking these characteristics, I will consider, as it is impedance relay, I will consider impedance itself. That is Z equal to square root of R square plus X square, right? R square and X square, and the impedance angle is equal to tan inverse of X by R. So along with these two terms, if you observe this expression, it is look like a circle, right? In Rx plane. So this is Rx plane. For this Rx plane, the impedance is look like a circle with some radiance of z set, right? So the characteristics is look like a circle here. The circle which has a radius of z set. That means the area which is less than this z set value will provide trip signal. That means the inside area, it will provide trip signal, right? And the outer area, the impedance which is lies on the outer area of the circle will provide or will restrain. By observing these characteristics, so the impedance relay can be easily understandable. Now, in case of previous one, we have taken this three different conditions, right? Let it be fault 1, let it be fault 2, let it be fault 3. How these three faults has been indicated with Rx diagram. Let us see here. Even though the fault has been happened in different locations, in case of transmission line, how the impedance factors will be mentioned? The impedance is same for per kilometer, right? Even though the distance is increasing, the per phase and per kilometer impedance or resistance or reactance values will be same, right? If you observe the problems in case of power system analysis, the impedance of transmission line will be mentioned in Z per phase per kilometer. That means the impedance values will be per kilometer impedance values will be constant, right? So that's why in case of showing fault characteristics, it is always straight line, because the theta will be fixed one. The theta is nothing but angle between tan inverse of x by r, right? So as these values are fixed, even though the distance is changing in case of transmission, the theta value will be fixed. Now we can say like this is fault characteristics. Fault characteristics. Now in previously we have seen three cases of fault, right? So the fault one is within the reach, and fault 2 is on the reach. That means it is equal to z set value, and the third fault is above the reach. That means the impedance is greater than z set value. These 3 points can be represented like, the first point is the impedance which is less than the z set value, as it is the radius of circle is z set, and the point of fault 2, it is equal to z set, right? That's why I have indicated here. And the point 3, which is outside the reach, it can be indicated like this. Now you can observe how simple it is. It is Rx plane, resistance and reactance per kilometer. Now if you observe these characteristics, we can easily observe the impedance characteristics of impedance relays, right? Now I forgot to mention one thing here. As we are taking voltage as restraining quantity, as we are taking the voltage parameter as restraining quantity and the current parameter as operating quantity, I can call this impedance relay. I can call this impedance relay as voltage restrained over current relay, right? So voltage restrained over current relay. The impedance relay is also called as voltage restraint over current relay, as the voltage signal we are used for providing restraining torque, and the current signal we are taking for over current. The current signal is used to produce operating torque. That's why we call it as voltage restraint over current relay. Now, so this is the characteristics of impedance relay. Let me now let us move on to limitations of this impedance relay. That means now let us move on to limitations of impedance relay. The first one is, the first limitation of impedance type relay is, for example, if there any fault produces with arcing. For example, let us take a fault, as it is a power system network. I have taken a fault with arcing. Right. So during this condition, this is the relay I have placed, impedance relay, to produce trip signal. Because of this arcing means it is some, the arc means it has some additional resistance, right? So that's why, because of this arcing resistance, the parameters of impedance relay will be changed. How it will be? Let us observe here. Let us see the characteristics of this impedance relay to analyze this. This is the RX plane. It has a circle. Sorry, I am not good at circles. So this is the RX plane. This is the circle which denotes jet set value, and the fault characteristics is like this. These are the fault characteristics. Now, so for example, if a fault happen with arcing, what happen here is, the small amount of arcing resistance will be added, right, along with this fault characteristics. That's why a small current, it is only, a small resistance, that is R, I will indicate like RA, and the fault characteristic has been shift like this. So this is the fault plus arc. So during this condition, what happened here is, actually so this is the reach of my, this is the from point O to point A is my reach of transmission line. Now because of adding this arcing resistance, what happened here is, so I am indicating like this, let it be point B and this is point C. So because of this arcing resistance, actually it will produce, or it will protect the transmission line up to 0 to A value. But because of this adding arc resistance, the reach is reduces, right? The amount of BC values, the amount of the distance of BC has been reduces, right? So that's why we call it as underreach. We call this effect as underreach. That means the reach of this impedance relay has reduces because of this arcing resistance, right? So this is the one of the limitation of impedance relay. As the arcing resistance is increases, the reach of impedance relay will be reduces, right? So this is one of the limitation. And the second limitation is the impedance relay will not have any directional feature, right? So if you observe, these are my characteristics. So in 4 quadrants, that is whether positive reactance or positive resistance or negative reactance or negative resistance. That means in case of transmission line, if you observe, if my impedance relay is here, it can observe the fault in both directions. For example, if I have taken this as positive, it can also observe in negative direction as well. The reach can be in positive direction and in negative direction, because it is observing, the jet set is observing both positive value of resistance and negative value of resistance, right? So this is the second limitation. The impedance relay does not have a directionality feature. To get this directionality feature, we need to add additional directional relay to this impedance relay. So by adding this directionality feature, that means, so this is the directionality feature. By adding this directionality feature, it will only produce trip signal for positive values of R and X. So such that we need to select the directional relay. So this is the second limitation. The directional feature has been missed in case of impedance relay. And the third limitation is the impedance relay will be affected because of power swings. The third limitation of impedance relay is it will affected by power swings. What is power swings? Let us discuss here. Now, for example, let us take a multi-source power system network. Right? We have a generating station 1, that means ZS1 and E1, and we have a generator bus A, and this is a transmission line which has a resistance and impedance combinedly, I can call it as Z transmission. And at second end we have another generation ZS2 as well as E2. Now, for example, if fault has been happened here, because of this fault, some of the tie line will be eliminated, right? Some of the tie line will be eliminated. So the amount of current will be affected along with this fault as well as by the elimination of this tie lines or another power system network. So because of these two effects, the relay current will be varied very much. So in a graphical representation, I can represent this power swing effect like this is my impedance characteristics of impedance relay. Now So this is my fault characteristics. Now because of this power swing problem, the current is varied, right? That means the current will be oscillates. So because of these oscillations, that means it is either increasing and decreasing continuously. So because of these swings, current swings, the impedance relay which is used here will sense this current, and it will sense like the impedance is also changing with respect to current. So now what happens is the impedance will also oscillates like this. The fault characteristic will be modified like this. This is change in ZS. Because of changing this, the fault characteristics will be changed like this. Now we have a, so we call this point, that means the point which is met by fault characteristics and the fault characteristics after power swing, we call it as electrical center. So this point we call it as electrical center. Now because of this power swing, the power swing characteristic will be moves with this center. The power swing characteristic will be moves with this center. As the area that is encircled by this impedance relay is more, the prone of power swing will also increases. If you have, for example, if this area of impedance relay is very less, the less chance of prone to power swing, right? So that's why the impedance relay, because of having high amount of area, the power swing problem will be more, right? If right, you can understand. So whenever there is a there is a power swings in case of transmission network, the impedance relay will also sense this changes, and it will change the impedances accordingly, and it will produce a new electrical center. Because of having the high amount of area in case of impedance relay, there is a more prone to power swing problem. So this is the three limitations in case of impedance type relay. Let me summarizing what we have discussed in impedance relay. The first one is impedance relays are voltage restrained over current relays, because the voltage signal I am using as restraining quantity and current signal as I am using as operating quantity. That's why we call it as voltage restrained over current relay. And the second one is it will produce trip signal whenever the impedance measured by the relay is less than the jet set value. So this is the second point. And the third one is the limitation of impedance relay is it doesn't have any directional feature, and it is affected by arc resistance of fault we just seen, and it is also affected by power swings. So these three are the limitations of impedance relays, right? So this is the summary about impedance relay. Thank you.